it's funny. When you see these things in isolation, I think I had the same problem in the original series. I've even had the problem on some other anime. You see these people in isolation. My Hero Academia is one of the ones for sure. This was a major problem for me with My Hero Academia. You see these kids in isolation, or you see them fighting against each other, sparring with each other, training against each other, doing training missions, training exercises, passing tests at school, like in My Hero's case. And you think they're, why, God, they're so powerful. Look at them. They can, create fire, and they can create a wall of ice, and they can create these clones, and these clones can come at you different angles, and they be throwing the knives, and they be spinning around doing cartwheels and running up trees, and they can walk on water, and they're so powerful, right? You don't realize when you step out in the outside world, that don't mean jack shit. Everybody can do that. That's base level shit. We got these grown ass adults. And in fact, this gang, it's been 15 years since the war, right? This gang, they're probably 35, 40. So they were what, 20 when the war happened? So if they've got ninja skills, they probably are veterans of the war, right? Everybody fought. We had all hands on deck. If you had ninja training, your ass was out there fighting the zombies. These people, a long time ago, were actually on our side, I assume, because we didn't have any humans on the evil side, right? It was all zombies, and there was a couple assholes, right, like who were running things. So we saw thousands of people on the field fighting the zombies. These guys were probably doing that. So what you're telling me is now we have a 40-year-old man who's a veteran of the last war, who has, say you started at 10, you started your ninja training at 10, which is probably younger than that, has 30 years of experience in training and 25 years of practical experience in the field against other people, especially in the early days before peace happened. They're going to mop the floor with you, man. Like, I don't really conceptualize this. I didn't even conceptualize this until they started fighting a few minutes into before the end of the last episode. Like, wait a minute, man. We got kids. Breath still smelling like Similac, as, Stephen A. Smith would say. And I guess Similac is some kind of like baby formula, right? Breath still smelling like milk. You're barely out of diapers. You're out here fighting 25, 30-year veterans of ninja skills. They're going to kick your ass, most likely, right? And so I talked about this in the original series. Whenever the kid wins against the adult, that tells me the adult ain't shit. He can't do shit. He's weak. You've been a ninja for this amount of time and you're losing to a kid? Well, in Naruto's case, it's because he had so much chakra. He was so much more powerful. These kids don't really have that. And they're from peacetime conditions. So they should lose. Now, these particular kids have skills that are pretty good, that match up pretty well even against grown-ass adult veterans, right? Her big-ass fist, it don't matter how old she is. She's got a fist the size of a Mack truck. And it has the power behind it. It's going to hit you. It's going to hurt when it hits you. And you've got these ink creatures. And we saw, they could be dispatched. His little fireballs took care of them. But when you had the element of surprise and they're just running up on you, that's pretty damn effective, right? So these kids have skills. And, Boruto could do the three clones. These kids do have skills. Especially when they take you by surprise, you take them lightly because they're kids. You start taking them seriously, it's a whole other story. So I'm just saying, I sometimes fall into the trap of thinking these kids are more powerful than they actually are. Because they're a hell of a lot more powerful than us. One of them, the weakest kid we've seen, could walk in here a room of 20 of us and kick our asses because we don't have any magic. They do. But when you're in the universe and you're going up against other people who've been around a hell of a lot longer than you, they're older, stronger, you're going to get stomped. Which is why the adults keep trying to protect the kids. And so just something I need to remind myself. Any point, let's go ahead and get into this. This is episode 47, and we are going on one. 3, 2, 1. Is it 47 or 46? Let me check that real quick. Looks like 47. What an asshole. Now what are we going to do? Yeah, you say checkmate. I've talked about this before. It's such a, and I know they added one word, not good enough. You can't end your cold open the same place you end the previous episode. It's weak because they've waited the entire week. And now you're gonna make them sit through the credit sequence, and it drains some of the enthusiasm. Right? It's bad storytelling. It's bad pacing for a TV show. Yeah, they added a word that we didn't get in the last episode, but that's not good enough. You needed another 20, 30 seconds at least. So, weak storytelling. But, so I assume what's going to happen is Boruto's going to fight the adult, and Shikadai is going to fight the other kid because they're friends, right? By the way, I just, speaking of yawning, I saw a science report yesterday. So I was looking up, okay, what can I do about this? Because like I'm constantly yawning, and apparently, like it's actually being caused by I sit in the same place for too long. I should get up and walk around between each reaction. If I do that, there'll be less yawning. But the interesting part of this is that whole wives' tale, which I apparently believe until now, was people don't yawn from boredom. And boredom has nothing to do with yawning. And that is such an old wives' tale that like has been passed down for generations. People still believe to this day, oh, you're bored, that's why you yawn. No, it has nothing to do with boredom. I always knew that it was about blood flow to the brain, but I also thought like boredom subtracts blood flow from the brain, right? That's why I assumed it was. Like when you're bored, you're not getting enough blood in your brain. No, that has nothing to do with it. Boredom, off the table. It's about you should be getting your ass up and walking, and come back and sit back down. There's nothing to snap out of. I don't give up on my friends. Wait till he finds out you killed his parents. I like your little whatever the hell this is on top of your head. Is that a mohawk? It's hard to tell because it's a side view. Wow, this dude is so condescending, man. Yeah. He's calling you bitch made. Yeah, he liked that shit. The kid protected me. Yeah. Boy, I can't wait for him to find out. What is hope? I have no hope. Hey, man. Look, he's dropping verse on him. He's dropping rap lyrics on him, man. Wow, dude. Really? The hell? Guess the blow to the head from broke his mask. That's his real value. Once you saw that he had these ice powers, that's why you let him live. You knew this would be damn useful. Hey, you know what? Unlike his minion, this old man's not trying to kill him. It's special. That's what he saw. He saw this kid was special. You can see his memories? Is that what you're going to do? Interesting. Yeah, see, he's not trying to kill the kids, unlike his minion's an asshole. That dude was trying to kill him, man. I wonder if this can unlock a memory. This head pain. Yeah. Let me use my brainwashing powers on you. What the hell? Wait a minute. Is he not the best friend? Is he not the dad's best friend? Did he just assume that persona for the kid? Wow, that's an interesting thought. I wonder if that's what's going on. Damn, dude. Damn, Boruto. What in the mind control? There's a mind control going on here. I'm gonna kick your ass. This whole reflection thing. Oh shit. Yeah, that's how he controls him. And it's the same thing he used to control the crowd. That's his ability. His ability is mind control. You know, a lot of ninja can do it. I'm just saying he's really good at it. Has he really been mind controlling him this whole time? That's very interesting. Wouldn't have called that one. No. You liar. Use the mirror again. You dick. Oh, really? Really? Now you're into killing these kids. Unbelievable. I gave him too much credit. They're still fighting? I thought you broke the mirrors. That would break the spell. He's gonna kick your ass. Of course, you're not trying to fight him, right? So it's a lot harder because you're not trying to hurt him. Damn, man. Thought we were cool. Shit. He got you. Tell you what, he may be brainwashed, but he still got that tactical advantage, man. His tactics are on point. Oh, you got it. Okay. Yeah. Boy, that was close. That was close. Hey, dumbass. Yeah. That's just mean. Idiot. Hey, asshole. Yeah. Dumbass. Right. Oh, shit. Yeah. Damn, man. Dude, he was under a spell, you dick. Dude, that is not cool. Wow. I thought there was only two of them. The menu must have been waiting on the train for him. Damn, man. We're getting backstabbed all over the place. You're going to regret that because you would have needed that dude, man. I always hated when it seems that way, doesn't it? Okay, mama's boy. He's a bigger rule breaker than you are. What the hell are you talking about? Yep. Like there's any chance in hell he was going to back down. Yep, you could do it with a touch, but you'd rather do it with a punch. Oh shit. Yep. He's just waiting for that ass. It's interesting the dude changed his mind. First he's like, go in there and kill him. Now he's like, watch the door, right? He's got that scatter shot for your ass. Yep. I mean, that don't mean shit. You can jump off. They've jumped off fast moving trains. They do that shit all the time. Right. Good point. He was waiting for that shit. Like that was the obvious move is to use the roof, right? How the hell are you gonna get past him? Oh, he's behind you. That's right. Okay. Get his ass. Dumbass. Or what? Because there ain't no talking him down, man. You got to release. hey, that sounds fun. Shit, I lost my pieces. That's what he wants you to think. I don't know, man. Sometimes the pawns go off on their own. Wow. Thought you had him under the. Did you not have him under the shadow? I could have swore that's what they showed. Soundtrack going off. Hey, check it out. There's still something in there in his head, right? Well, they've really done a number on his head, man. He's not worried. You need handcuffs. No chance in hell. You love to stab people in the back too much. Yeah, right. Oh, shit. Boy, you susceptible as hell, man. God damn it. We got a problem. Yes, you did. Incompetent. I don't think it was even close, man. He was never worried about that knife to his back. For one thing, Boruto was not going to stab him. I mean, he's a kid. Like, I don't think he's got it in him. Not yet, Yeah. Really? You going to admit that shit? Why would you do the supervillain riff, man? Why admit that shit? His arrogance is going to be his undoing. I'm surprised he's willing to give up his biggest game piece. Talking about game pieces, it's really his queen, not his pawn. The kid has all this power and he's devoted to him, and you're easily controlling his mind. Why give him up? You know why? We'll talk about it at the end. God damn, man. Jesus. Maybe. I love this whole game piece thing, man. It's a great metaphor for like breaking free of the chains. Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ! Will you shut up? Yeah, it's still only about $20. Paralyze this son of a bitch already, man. Oh, he's gonna release him. There he is. He's gonna release him. Yep. It's the face of his mom's killer. Well, and he got away too. It was mind control, man. Yep. Pretty much, yeah. It's gonna be a long road back for this kid, man. You'd be emotionally wrecked. Yeah, no shit. Maybe you should do something about that. Well, just be sure to use brainwashing as your defense. If I only have one game piece, I'm gonna lose. He got away. Oh shit! Is that Naruto? Naruto's gonna kick his ass. Oh shit! Yep. Except. Oh boy, you're in trouble now. You're in for a spanking. Oh boy, that's not good for you. I think it's over. You never had a chance. That was ugly. They didn't even have to show it, right? I mean, the kid's in therapy, right? I'm surprised he still has a face. I guess I had to show him in custody just in case people didn't get it, right? I know, man. There's no crying in scientists. Fair enough. That's a good point. It's called a Palm Pilot. It's called a Game Boy. Oh shit! You gonna give it to him? Yeah. Get wrecked. Assume you're in a yeah. I was gonna say. I was thinking hospital, but you know. This has been a great story arc, man. Yeah, no chance in hell. Oh, I was gonna say, is he sending moves by bird? You know he did. You had no business being there. The hell are you talking about? Yeah, that's the truth. See, this is the real realization, not episode 42. This is when you come to realize, hey, maybe I should be sweeping floors. He has. You said when a new burger comes out. It ain't out yet. I gotta say, that's my favorite story arc of the entire series. I know we're only 46, whatever, episodes into this thing. This one's called The Figure I Want to Be, by the way. I like that. This is my favorite one. Like they nailed it. Great story, very compelling, made it very personal. One of the things about this, I was complaining about this, I think it was last episode. I meant to talk about this at the end of the last episode. I didn't like that he had a genjutsu on the people. It should have been just his own lead by example. And there was already unrest, and there's already impatience, and there's already, just poverty and issues that people had should have already been there. And it seems like they were there. So then you just, you kind of stir it up. You're a shit stirrer. But if there was nothing to be stirred, then it wouldn't have worked, right? I would have rather that than it be that they're just under a spell. So then, everything was cool. There's nothing to be addressed. They were just under a spell. But this story is using magic as a metaphor, right? If we think about it, they're talking about real world issues through a magical lens. It's a lot harder to talk about this kind of shit if there's no magic involved, right? When I talk about this being a children's show, obviously adults can watch and enjoy it because I am. I'm watching it and enjoy it. Avatar: Last Airbender was too childish for me, so it's not like I just enjoy childish shit. If things are too childish, that's why I never finished Avatar: Last Airbender. I only watched about 10, 12 episodes. It was just too immature for me, too childish. I think the demographic's 8 or 9 years old or something. So I didn't enjoy it. That's a child show. This is the target demographic is children. I would say probably 10 to 14. But there are themes and there are things you can talk about that adults can enjoy and do enjoy, which I do. But you have to remember the target demographic is still the children. So if this was an adult show, maybe you could get more and you could talk more about this stuff. They kind of they danced around it for one episode and they never came back to it. The fact that the bad guys could have a point. The fact that not everything's black and white. There's nuance here. They got away from that pretty fast. And making them be under a spell is another way to do that. It's another way to distance yourself from the actual issues you brought up. So it was just magic. And I always had a problem with this with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where it's there's several times in the series where specifically Gingerbread and then Ted. Ted was a season 2 episode. Gingerbread was a season 3 episode. Whereas if they had kept it real world, it would have been a much more interesting story. They turned to the supernatural and they let everybody off the hook, essentially. You get off the hook when the magic's and brainwashing is involved. So you never have to address what was actually brought up, right? But, but like I said, I have to remember this is magic as a metaphor. So the magic spell is a metaphor for people actually being upset, real civil unrest, people really being pissed off about the policies of the government and all that stuff. It's okay for magic to be a metaphor. It's okay. This is storytelling. This is fiction. We're trying to have a good time here. We're not trying to get too deep. So it's okay. I don't like it, but I understand it. So that's fine. Just to put a button on that. I meant to talk about that last episode. For this episode, I asked the question, why did he abandon his best game piece? That's his queen. Nobody else mattered, right? He stabbed one of his own men in the back. The last man he had with him. Well, he was a real piece of shit, wasn't he? Jesus, there was not a single redeeming quality in this son of a bitch. Nothing at all, man. True villain. Like we've seen some villains on these two shows, but this dude, he may be the worst person we've ever seen, and that's saying a lot. Just zero redeeming qualities. But why would he get rid of his best game piece? You know why? I realized after I said it. He has his lottery ticket. He now has the ability to make more money than he will ever be able to spend in his lifetime. So he no longer needs this game piece. In fact, trying to travel with a kid that's not yours would put a bullseye on your back. It would make it easier for people to find you. Like you trying to go to another country, if you're just one dude by yourself, you blend into a crowd. You're trying to drag a kid along constantly after reinforce the brainwashing. That's a problem. And you no longer need him because he would probably never commit another crime in his life. He has the money now. Once he sells the thing and gets all the money, he'll be a law-abiding citizen in some other country. You don't need the game piece more. That's why he's willing to leave him behind. He had reached a point where he's willing to leave him behind. But like I said, best story arc of the series, best villain of either series. Like I know we have more badass villains. Toby was a badass villain. The person who's above him was a Madahata or whatever was a badass villain. The woman from another dimension, who her friends and family are going to be coming here at some point in this series, she was a badass villain. But he is my favorite villain. He is the worst person we've ever seen on the show. And it's because it's a smaller scale. People like him actually exist in the world. The Madahata doesn't exist. Toby doesn't exist. We're never going to run into somebody like Toby. You know, although he's probably my second favorite villain because he started off as Kakashi's best friend and just got completely changed. And this wasn't brainwashing. This was just everything. You know, he got a shit hand in life and was completely consumed by the dark side. I guess what I'm trying to say. That's a very compelling story. I like that a lot. Right? That's very relatable too. He's my second favorite villain. But this dude, favorite villain, favorite story arc, and then you even have the personal stuff with Shikadai and the kids. So, you know, just fantastic.